Sometimes, the rest of the NFL just makes it way too easy for Howie Roseman. I mean, seriously, how does a general manager continue to walk into situations where top-tier talent just drops into his lap, and not just once or twice? We're talking about a pattern now. The Philadelphia Eagles, once again, found themselves in that exact spot during the NFL draft. Two players that had no business slipping as far as they did. Campbell and JX Hunt ended up falling right to Philly. And guess what? They are already turning heads early in training camp. These two are flashing major upside, and if what we're seeing now holds up, the rest of the league is going to be kicking themselves. Let's talk about the bigger picture, though, because this is not just about two rookies showing promise. This is about a defense that already had the foundation to be elite, and now, with this injection of young talent, might be set up to dominate for years to come. Under Vic Fangio, this Eagles defense is being shaped into a machine, and Roseman, he's the architect behind it all. The guy is playing chess, while a lot of other G-Miz are still figuring out the rules of checkers. Last season, this same Eagles unit was ranked #1 overall on defense. They confused quarterbacks left and right, and even Patrick Mahomes, one of the most dangerous signal callers in the league, had his hands full when facing Philly. That Super Bowl performance, special, not just a good game, it was a statement. And when you see what they've added, how they've retooled without breaking the bank, it becomes clear this is how dynasties are built. Look at some of the projected starters on this 2025 Eagles defense and just listen to how young and how talented this core is. Jordan Davis, for example, is in the best shape of his life. Right now, he's only 25 and has transformed his body in the offseason. He's hungry. Nolan Smith, he's coming in with serious goals. He wants double-digit sacks this year, and he has the tools to make it happen. He had 4 sacks in the playoffs last year, 6.5 during the regular season, and the motor to go even further. Jalen Carter, second-team All-Pro at just 24 years old. That's not normal. That's dominance. And then there's JX Hunt, a third-rounder who already made his presence felt last year in the playoffs. We'll talk more about him in a bit, but just know, the guy's arrow is pointing way up. And don't forget about Moro Ojomo. He's another name that flew under the radar last year. But in this training camp, he's making a lot of noise. He's expected to slide into the role Milton Williams left behind, and honestly, the Eagles believe he might be an upgrade. Williams, by the way, just signed a monster deal with New England, $26 million per year, so if Ojomo can live up to that hype, that's a huge win for Philly. Then there's Zach Bond. Last season, he took a massive leap and was named first-team All-Pro. He even ended up as a finalist for Defensive Player of the Year, and that was in his first full year as an off-ball linebacker. He's 28, and now he's stepping into a leadership role. One of the guys he's mentoring, Campbell, the rookie linebacker who fell all the way to pick 31 despite being a top 10 talent. On many draft boards, Campbell is already showing out in practice, and Bond's attitude about it is exactly what you want from a veteran. He said straight up, he's not going to be the guy who holds back just to protect his own spot. He's teaching everything he knows, and you love to hear that, because it speaks volumes about the culture this team has, and the secondary, still stacked with youth and skill. Quinyon Mitchell, just 24, already being talked about as a top 10 corner in the game. Cobiane, probably the best slot corner in the league right now, or at least top 5. He's 22. Then you add in Campbell at 21 and Reed Blankenship, who went from undrafted to one of the most reliable safeties in football. He's 26 now and deserves a contract extension. He's earned it. Keely Ringo, 23, competing for a starting spot, and Andrew Mukuba, this year's second-round pick, already getting first-team reps. He's only 22. That's a lot of high-upside talent under 25 years old. This isn't just a team preparing for 2025. This is a franchise building for the next decade. Now, here's the part that really puts Howie Roseman's genius into perspective. With all that young, elite talent, the Eagles still rank just 30th in defensive spending heading into this season. Think about that for a second. Third cheapest defense in the entire league. They're spending almost nothing at linebacker. Third at first in the NFL. Same with the defensive line. Third at first at safety. It's basically bottom tier as well. The only area where they're putting real money is at corner, and even there, some of the cash is tied up in players like James Bradbury, who aren't even on the roster anymore. You go back to last season. When Philly won the Super Bowl, they were ranked 27th in defensive spending. And they still had the best defense in football. That's not luck, that's strategic brilliance. Compare that to what some other teams are doing, say, the Dallas Cowboys. They're in a situation now where they'll have to pay top dollar to Micah Parsons. They've already overpaid for an average quarterback in Dak Prescott and shelled out for CeeDee Lamb. Great player, no doubt, but the point is, Dallas is always reacting. The Eagles, they're proactive. They pay players early instead of late. They scout relentlessly. They build depth, and most importantly, they manage the cap like pros. That's how you stay competitive every single year without blowing everything up when the bills come due. Now, circling back to Campbell, this kid is looking like a steal. Fully cleared after shoulder surgery and already going through full team drills. The burst, the footwork, the hand speed, it all pops when you watch him. For a guy his size, he moves like someone much smaller. And that combination of length and quickness makes him a nightmare for fences. Vic Fangio even admitted he didn't expect Campbell to be ready this early in camp. The medical staff gave him a conservative timeline. And yet here he is, moving like he was never even injured. That says a lot about his work ethic and dedication. This offseason, Campbell's been praised for his instincts. But it's his versatility that might give him the edge to play early. He has that natural pass rushing ability, and with more reps, he could become a legit 3-down linebacker. Fangio isn't one to throw compliments around, either. He said Campbell did fine, which, from Vic, is basically a glowing review. He even had the rookie working on the side during spring camp, learning the nuances of playing off-ball linebacker, because that's the key. Campbell already has the explosiveness, but if he can become reliable in coverage and against the run, the Eagles might have landed a star. And what makes this situation even more encouraging is Zach Bond's willingness to mentor him. That kind of veteran-rookie relationship, where there's no ego involved, is rare. Bond knows Campbell has potential, but he's not threatened. He's motivated to help him grow. That's the kind of leadership that turns young guys into pros. The similarities between their backgrounds are interesting, too. Campbell was recruited to IMG Academy as a pass rusher in high school. Bond came into the league with the Saints as more of a pass rush specialist. Over time, he made that transition to off-ball and became elite. Now, Campbell is trying to follow that same path, and if last season at Alabama was any indication, he's got a real shot. He showed he could handle the responsibilities that come with that position. And now he's getting a crash course from one of the best. And let's not forget what some insiders have said. Guys who've been around the Eagles for years, who've seen first-round busts and home runs, are already buzzing about Campbell. You don't usually hear that kind of praise this early. Sometimes it only takes a practice or two to realize someone has it or doesn't. We saw it with Yalen Rieger, who never quite clicked, but Campbell, he's impressing people fast. So when you hear talk about him being a disruptor in week 1, someone Vic Fangio might send on blitzes against Dallas, that's not just fluff. It's real. The Eagles weren't expecting him to be ready this fast. And yet he's out there making plays and earning reps. That linebacker spot next to Bond is wide open with Nakobe Dean sidelined. And with Jeremiah Trotter Jr. also in the mix, you can see that the Eagles are fully invested in this youth movement at linebacker. Fangio's excited about Trotter too, and together, they're giving this defense options, speed, aggression, length, instincts. It's a new-look unit, and while we're on the topic of rookies making noise, how about J.X. Hunt? This guy, what a story, started as a safety at Cornell, then transferred to Houston Baptist and made the switch to edge rusher, still relatively new to the position, but he's got the raw traits you dream about, and apparently, he's causing all kinds of problems in practice. Jordan Mailata, second-team All-Pro, one of the best defensive tackles in the league, straight up said Hunt reminds him of Micah Parsons. That's not just a compliment. That's a headline. Mailata sees Hunt every day in practice. He knows what elite pass rush looks like. So if he's saying that, we should all be paying attention. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our Philadelphia Eagles, and don't be shy, share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. In what's quickly becoming one of the most talked about whispers of the NFL offseason, there are growing rumors that wide receiver T. Higgins has chosen to join the Philadelphia Eagles, potentially turning his back on Cincinnati and leaving Bengals fans stunned. While nothing has been confirmed officially, several sources close to the situation are suggesting that the former Clemson standout is leaning heavily toward the city of brotherly love. A move that, if finalized, could shake up the league's Offensive landscape. The buzz started earlier this week, when reports emerged that Higgins had been seen in Philadelphia, reportedly meeting with team representatives. Though the Eagles' front office has remained tight-lipped, insiders are claiming that the deal is all but done. The potential acquisition of Higgins would give the Eagles yet another explosive weapon, adding to an already dangerous offensive core, and giving quarterback Jalen Hurts even more firepower. This apparent decision has sent shockwaves through Bengals Nation. Fans in Cincinnati had been holding out hope that the franchise would find a way to lock Higgins down long-term, especially given the chemistry he's developed with Joe Burrow. Yet, with salary cap constraints and a star-studded roster to manage, it seems Higgins may have seen the writing on the wall, or simply felt the pull of a fresh start with a team ready to make another Super Bowl push. The Eagles, known for their aggressive off-season strategies, seem to be pushing all the right buttons once again, after a 2024 campaign that left them just short of glory. Landing a receiver like Higgins could be the missing piece to put them back over the top, of course. As with all rumors, caution is advised. No official announcement has been made, and both camps have remained silent when pressed for confirmation. But if this speculation proves true, expect the ripple effects to be felt across the entire NFL. T. Higgins in midnight green. It might just be happening, and the league should take notice. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Philadelphia Eagles, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.